they decided they wanted a new palace for themselves, so they started building it here, which is called First Hill. And this is actually where the city originally was when it was Byzantium back in like 667 BC. So this palace was begun as soon as Mehmed the Conqueror took the city, and subsequent sultans added to it over 300 or 400 years. So it just grew and grew and grew and grew. So in our game, it's a it's a decent size, but it's not the full size that it would eventually become. So
it's a big part of the game.
It's a big part of the game. Yeah, you'll visit it. It's basically where anytime you're going to interact with Ottoman royalty, like Suleiman or Ahmed, both princes, you will come to Topkapi Palace, and the entire sequence that you'll play today kind of focuses on this place. And this was the first courtyard that, as she said, the public was allowed to come here. But beyond this gate here, only Ottoman royalty. The harem would be to the side. But anyway, I don't want to walk on her tour because she'll tell you all that. There's a great little scale model of the palace just inside the gate. And this is you'll notice too, like we Assassin's Creed is a third-person game with a camera, that you move around. Do you notice how many trees there are here? We've taken lots of trees out and put in a few more palm trees than you typically see, because palm trees don't get in the way of cameras. So it's a little bit of an artistic and design choice we made. Obviously, Istanbul is incredibly lush, but this is a problem for free running and things like that. So.
Right, you don't see where you're going.
It's even more like this. If you see in here, this is called the Tower of Justice, and this is where the divan. You can see this in here, but it's very hard to get a good shot of it when you're in there because of how many trees there are and how leafy it is. So do your best, but you'll have this available to you. And it destroys the whole the vistas that we create. You could stand on top of that chimney and not see anything because there were too many trees in the way.
Did the team visit?
Yeah, they came here. A number of people. Our sound guy, our 2 art directors, our mission design director, our city designer. They all came here. Our city designer is a guy named Mustafa. He's Moroccan, and he designed Venice in AC2. So he's been with us for a long time. So this team has a lot of the old veterans on it, and they all came here, gathered for about
like a year ago.
Yeah. We planned the game out last year, and then in January they came and started getting the actual we were already building the city based on old maps, but then they came here for textures, and colors, to understand the scales better. So in some cases, if you have a chance to visit Galata Tower, I actually think Galata Tower is to scale because it's actually a very small tower. Generally, things in Assassin's Creed tend to be a little bit smaller because climbing it would take forever. But Galata Tower, I think, is actually pretty close because I went to it 2 days ago and I sized it up and it looks about the same. So sometimes we luck out. There's a way to go into a space and fire off a noise and do a spectrum sweep inside big locations, and then you can take that sound information and then you can recreate the reverb in our game. So when you're actually running around inside Hagia Sophia, we've recreated the reverberation. It's got something like a 7-second tail where it's like.
It's nice. That's the details that I can't.
So the sound designer is and he actually recorded the call to prayer, and so we have it. I believe we have it 3 times during the game because our days go by so quickly that doing it 5 times would probably be almost constant. Or maybe it's 2. Don't quote me on that. But we still recorded that. We went into the Grand Bazaar. We recorded people talking and then filtered it to make sure, with our Turkish language expert, to make sure they weren't talking about Nike and Coca-Cola. So you can't hear that. But yeah, so all the major artistic disciplines came here, and I stayed in New York and Montreal and Washington D.C. and I went to different libraries and just read books and when I didn't have money for a copy machine, I would take pictures with my iPhone and read it later. So yeah. Lots of research in a lot of different ways. Where did he go? Also, this is where. So, like as I said in the demo you'll be playing today, I don't know if you're good at the game, you'll get here. It's the second of 3 sequences we'll be showing you. Not complete sequences, but we have a whole mission that starts on this side, comes here, a little cutscene happens right here, going through here, little cutscene, more mission, big exciting finale to the sequence. So this is take it in because you'll be walking through it
I'll be
in
comparing.
miniature.
Yeah. That's the only thing that I the first time I played Assassin's Creed I loved it. The second time I played it's like you got any money, sir? You got any money? It's like Jesus. They should.
Well, for those of you who have really learned to hate the minstrels and the beggars, you'll be very satisfied with this mission. You get to exact a bit of revenge.
Oh, okay. Later on the game it just continues to get better, so Revelations will be.
Yes and no. There's always